In a tunebybread.com.
Papi, why you coming for you breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same place I'm running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town they call it Logan's Hour. Ma, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing. 1 hour time, yo.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now. Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, ma, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if that he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Logan Hour. Don't got distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy? So that today, Papi was telling me that seriously? I want to look for Logan Hour, yeah. Papi, thank you. Thank you for telling me about Logan Hour.
My daughter? Ha, now either don't say I'll tell you. Bye.
In a tunebybread.com.
Papi, why you coming for you breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same place I'm running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town they call it Logan's Hour. Ma, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing. 1 hour time, yo.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now. Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming around. I don't know if he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my looking hour. Don't got distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. Welcome again to another great edition of the Logan's Hour. Today promised to be a very, 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 very great edition, as always. And today is another great edition, trust me. So, all of you who joining us for the first time, I want to say thank you for joining us. And those of you who has been joining us, I want to say thank you as well for always joining us. And today is Thursday, July 20th, and we have so many things to talk about today as we start this all important broadcast. So today, those of you who just joining us, I want to say thank you for joining us. And those of you who will follow us on YouTube, it's easy. Just go to YouTube and look for Logan's Hours on YouTube. And you go to Facebook, you look for Logan Hours on Facebook. You're gonna have us right on Facebook and YouTube. Those of you who has been concerned and reaching out and says that, well, want to say that Tuesday we haven't been coming on Tuesday. We want to say we are so sorry. We have been a little tight. We have been a little busy. These days not a red time for us these days, but however, we are working on adjusting our schedule. So Tuesday might just work for us so pretty good these days. Because Tuesday, remember I've been trying to come on Tuesday, but Tuesday just been a little tight for me. But however, we're gonna adjust our Tuesday schedule. We're gonna work on Tuesday. Tuesday now will be good. But we want to introduce what we used to do before on Tuesday, though. Instead of just having a regular show on Tuesday, we look forward to having what we call our motivational hour on Tuesday, because we used to having the motivational hours on Tuesday, and we have slacked a little on Tuesday motivational hour. So we would love to bring that back to the broadcast to at least have our Tuesday program as always. So we want to say to you first time joining us, we want to say thank you for joining us, and those of you who has been joining us, we want to say thank you for also. But hopefully next we will have a very special guest, and that guest will be a fire So those of you who want to know, we're going to keep that secret, yeah. And next week, hopefully, we're going to have a very, 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 very fireburning guest. And that guest going to bring some sense to the disco. We are in an electionary year, and I know everybody right now is so sensitive. When you speak on certain side, everybody get issue. You speak on the other side, everybody get issue. But however, we are not taking any positions on sides when it comes to the Liberian politics. But we will make our position clear on as to things that are realistic and people who we think they are in the best interest of the Liberian people. Um, and other candidates who we feel that probably they have a good messaging, but their intentions are wrong. We'll also speak on most of these things when the time get closer. But today we will speak on little issues when it comes to Liberia as well. And we'll also talk about our beloved place we live, Indiana, the Liberian community, of course. And just a second, we will be right back. We have somebody right there. Just a second, we'll be back. All right, so welcome back again um, to the Logan's Hour. Today we are here again, as always. Today promised to be a very great, great, great edition, as as always. And first of all, we want to say to all of you out there who celebrating your birthday in this month, we want to say happy birthday, happy belated birthday, and happy pre-birthday to you all. And those of you who intend to celebrate your birthday after this month, we want to say happy pre-birthday as well. And those of you celebrating your anniversary and other things, we want to say happy anniversary. And those of you who intend to get married, want to say congratulations, or got married, want to say congratulations. So, want to say to all of you who following us here, want to say thank you for following us, and thank you for joining this program as always. And before we go any further, we want to say don't forget on on Saturday, which is the 22nd, the Tatis, the Rufus and Roof Tati Foundation, and the Team Tati Bond County Edition number 7 will be having a fundraiser, and that fundraiser going to be at the West 62nd Park. Those of you who know the West 62nd Street, I think it's 5253 West 62nd Street. They're going to have food sales, and they're going to be on July 22nd. Time and place will be a West 62nd Park. So come up and let's support Mr. Tati and Mr. Givler. Yeah, so the Tatis, the Rufus Tati, the Tatis Foundation, the Roof and Rufus Tati Foundation will be having a fundraising program on Saturday. So those of you who want to go and patronize, that would be a very awesome thing to go and patronize because and at the same time on Saturday, if you would love to showface, they will have um the Indiana Old Timer Association. They have they'll be playing a Barrow and RE game to present the trophy. Those of you who live in the LeBron community, over the weekend, the LeBron old timer of Indiana, played a friendly match. I mean, say played a one-day tournament in Kentucky, and the one-day tournament ended up in favor of the LeBron Old Timer Association of Indiana, and the Old Timer walk away with the trophy, and the trophy is now in Indiana. Those of you who would love to see that beautiful trophy that have been won by the Old Timer Association, the Old Timer will be presenting that trophy to the community on Saturday at the West 62nd Park. The same place Mr. Rufus Tati will be having his fundraiser. So those of you who will be coming to this IE and Barrow game, you should come prepare to buy food and drinks from the Tati's Foundation, because they will have all of those things you're looking for in the community. They will have it there in terms of food, in terms of drinks. So get ready. Everything you need will be right there for you. So the LeBron Old Timer Association going to be playing the IM Barrow game on Saturday too, this 22nd at the West 62nd Park, and this will be a trophy presentation. And the trophy presentation going to be at 5253 West 62nd Park. So you need to come up and see all the good players, all the Barrow players, all the IE players, all the guys who went to Kentucky and lifted the trophy. You're going to see men like DDA Adebayo and all the rest of the crew. They will be at the West 62nd Park. They will be fresh and ready because they just returned from Kentucky after defeating two major opponents in Kentucky. The first game ended 5-1 in favor of the Old Timer. And the second game ended 3-2 in favor of the Old Timer. So it's going to be a very good thing for you to show up and support the Old Timer Association at the West 62nd Park. And when you come in, please, you got to support Mr. Rufus Tati. Mr. Tati and his wife, the Rufus Tati Foundations, will be having a one-day fundraiser. So the Old Timer team, if you can see the Barrow and IE guys, this is the IE team. So you see, this is how the IE guys look like. That's the IE guys. You see all of those who play for IE, and this is the Barrow side of it. So you see all of those who play for Barrow. They're going to be playing again on Saturday, which is day after tomorrow. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it because it's going to be grand. It's going to be grand. So on the 12th of August, we have our brother and friend, all white baby shower, Mr. Ase Goffin Jr. and his beautiful wife, Eve Goffin. They will be having their baby shower at their Crawfordville Road. So it's going to be at 5620 Crawfordville, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46224. So those of you who want to come up, it's going to be August 12th. August 12th is just I think 4 days after my birthday. So those of you who getting ready, this is hosted by our sister Tiamon. She's the host. Tiamon Basi Gia. She's the host of this baby shower. So it is a boy. As a Goffin Jr. will be celebrating, and his beautiful wife will be celebrating or welcoming their baby boy soon. So Mr. Goffin and Eve Goffin, we want to say congratulations to you guys. And the big one coming up, don't forget this one. This gonna be let's show the winning team in Kentucky. You see here, this is the team, the champion team here. The guys won the tournament in Kentucky, so they are champions. You see here, that's the champion. So they're gonna be presenting that trophy you see in their hand there. They're gonna be presenting that trophy to the community on Saturday at 4:00 p.m. So you can come a little early because the Rufus and Rufus Tati Foundation, they have their food and drink sales starts at least at 12 o'clock. Everybody will be there. Mr. Rufus Tati is an aspirant in district number 7 in Margibi, in Bond County. So let's come and support one of our own, Mr. Rufus Tati. And we have another one here. They say you are invited to join the Scorpion family for a dinner and ball. So that's going to be on Saturday, August 5th. Saturday, August 5th. So after this 22nd, Saturday, August 5th, we have at 8 o'clock p.m., we have this ball coming up. So the Scorpion family inviting you to participate or to come and support uh this ball that is coming up on Saturday, August 5th, 2023 at 8 o'clock p.m. They're going to be at the La Quinta Inn at in the ballroom. And the address is 5120 Victory Drive, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46203. And the admission fees is very reasonable. Trust me, admission fees is reasonable. Single is $30. Single is $30. And you all know $30 is just me down my single $30. Couple $50. So if you're single, you pay $30. If you married or you get a serious girlfriend, two of you going together, you'll pay $50. Patron is $75. I don't kind of ticket my man Ernest Samuels and can go for Patron. So $75 for that. So at the event, food and drinks will be free. So just imagine the money you pay, you're gonna get food, you're gonna get drinks on there. So come out and support the Virgin Multilateral High School Alumni Association. So for the Virgin Multilateral. So those of you who been in the Librarian community, you've been seeing the flyer been going out. They've been posted so many places. Come out and support these worthy cause. So those of you who would love to be at the park on Saturday, I encourage you to be at the park. And those of you who will be the La Quinta on August 5th, we also encourage you to be there. Support. It's just simple, $30 for single, couple is $50, and Patreon is $75. So that's something you can afford. Please, something you can afford. So we're asking all of those in the librarian community who would love to chip in. You can chip in and support. All of these are worthy cause. Trust me, all of these are worthy cause. So I can tell everybody support. And on Saturday, don't forget the national team will be playing. And get ready to go and support the national team. They are Librarian Old Timer of Indiana Football Club will be playing on Saturday. They're gonna be playing at IM Barrow. So come out and support the national team. And don't forget, we got our GM brothers. They have another game coming up, and this game will be on August 5th. August 5th at 6 o'clock p.m. So it's gonna be the Indiana Lone Star versus the Ebenezer. August 8th, August 5th at 6 o'clock p.m. Indiana Lone Star versus Ebenezer. They posted their whole calendar, the soccer calendar. So we ask some of you to also just hop on and support the Lone Star. The Lone Star need your support. Yeah, the Lone Star need your support. Some of you who capable of doing something to help to support this, the young guys, yeah, try to do what you got to do. And the United Basketball Association in the Americas, the Indiana chapter, will be having her first national convention in Indiana. Will be hosted in Indiana this time around. So all road lead to Indianapolis. It's going to be on September 1 to September 4th, 2023. The convention will be right here in your own town, Indiana. So those of you who live in Indiana, get ready. Get ready. So from September 1 to September 4th, get ready to support your own Uniboa. So Uniboa, the entire Uniboa from all the states will be coming to Indiana. So those of you who would love to be part of this program, well, I encourage everyone to be part of the program. I encourage everyone. Once you live in Indiana and you live in the librarian community as well, I encourage you to be part of this program because it's very, very, very important for you to be part of the program. All right. So again, the Wave of Glory, the worship banquet. So the Wave of Glory, season 2, organized by my dear brother and friend, David Gertie. So they are inviting you all to this worship banquet season 2. The music director is Mr. David Gertie. Um, we have Mr. David Gertie there as a music director. We have Ambassador Fatu Zayn. We have Ambassador Charles Sayon. We have Ambassador Myron Kazan. We have Director Matthew P. We have Minister Pauline Kazan. Then we have the Fabulous Sisters. So it's going to be August 27, 2023. Time will be 4 o'clock p.m. And it's going to be at 6213 La Paz Trail, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46268. Those of you who know the place, it's called Life Connect Church. For more information, you can contact by email. You can contact DRAGANTG79@gmail.com, or you can call 317-209-5977. So those of you who would love to be part of this, it's a very, 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 very important thing to be part of this. To be part of those who will contribute to getting the first instrument set for my dear brother and friend, Mr. David Gertie. So look forward to having all of you to be part of this worthy cause. Like I said, when God comes here, you'll not be looking for all of you who can preach you. You'll be looking for all of you who can worship. So learn how to worship when the old man comes, so you can enjoy your worship. So let's go to it. Today, I know most of my people they think they ain't led to that I coming to, because trust me, when I decided to talk about liberal politics, oh, my people niggas say, oh, we're not here for that one. We're not here for that one. By the way, just a second. All right, so we currently have I know it is summer or not the summer days in Liberia to go to the election. The election will be held in November of 2023. We have a few more days to go to the Liberian election, and right now, looking at things, for all indication, it's getting very tense. We see politicians are all on the run. We see supporters of various politicians and political parties are everywhere. And now we know brothers are turning against brothers, sisters are turning against sisters. And for some reason, we know it's the political season. We know that's when they call the silly season. That's when parents turn against their own siblings because they do not support the same side. And just to give an example of that is Samura Wolokoli and his father, Dusty Wolokoli. They are father and son. They do not support the same side. And even to my own friend brother, Race W. Basigia, and his own brother, Civicus Basigia, they do not also support the same side. So even I sitting here, many a times, my own uncle, who currently supports one of the political candidates, and which of course I'm not supporting any candidate in Liberia as well. But notwithstanding, everyone has a side in Liberia. Everyone has a positions when it comes to the way in which they want to see Liberia goes, because Liberia is a common denominator for us all. And to be honest, I can say this for sure that the election that is coming up in October this year, the election is between three political parties. No disrespect. You know, sometimes when you want to say these kind of things, you want to be a little careful, because a lot of people support their own side and people support whichever side. And how you doing, Chief? Hey. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, people support their side, and it's obvious that people will support the side. So sometimes when I see people arguing and making confusion with other people and so angry that people support their side, and some people make it seems as if you do not support the side, support it mean you are opposition, you are against Liberia and whatever. We need to call those things out. We need to try to be a little reasonable in terms of which side you support. Because imagine my uncle who I live with all true can support a side, and I don't necessarily have to support that side. That's the beauty of democracy. That's what democracy call for. It calls for the will of the people, open participation, equal participation. You do not necessarily have to support a side or another person's support. My advice to all of you today, Liberians and residing in the United States and residing in Liberia, this is a deciding moment for all Liberians, regardless where which part of the world you stays. You see, the thing about going to election every 3 or every 6 years, as the constitutional or the constitution provides, that give you, the citizen of the country, the opportunity to decide who become your next leader, who going to take the mantle of authority. And at this point, Liberia, after 176 years, will be going to election to elect her next president. And when you look at the race currently, I think you have up to 24 or 25 registered political parties that are going to be contesting in these elections. And the senatorial race, you have, oh, I don't know how many people, but they are in numbers. Let me say this to you, my brothers and my sisters and my father and my mothers, who from all walks of life, from the 15 political subdivisions of Liberia. Now you have to shine your eyes. You got to keep your eyes open, because it is this time of the year the politicians come to you with all of their tricks. Now they're going to tell you how they are there for the masses and they are working in your interest. Some of them they might even pretend to sit on a mat and eat with you, and some of them you see them in your community putting buckets on the head, helping you to tool your water. But all of those things they are only doing it for the cameras. They only have the people behind it to take pictures, to go and use those pictures to prey on the next victims. Tell them that, you see, the politician, he's selfless, he's down to earth. These are some of the things he can do. So when you elect him, he's going to be there for you. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. I have not in my lifetime affixed my signature to any political institution for the reason. And the reason is quite simple. Politicians are concerned about the next election. All of them, not just one. All of them. All of the politicians, their major focus is the next election. So you have to understand, if a person is coming to you to vow for your vote, you got to ask them all of the critical questions, and you got to know. Because, like the Liberian Padam, they always say that if your Christmas will be good, you will know from the eve. Now we have politicians who masquerading all around, telling you they're going to be the next best president of the Republic of Liberia. They will make manna to be falling from heaven. All the things that happened in Liberia since 1847, when you make them president, those things will never happen again. You better shine your eyes. You better shine your eyes. Right now we have the top 5 candidates in Liberia election today. Beginning from the top, we have the CDC, headed by President George Manawia. Second to them, we have the Unity Party, headed by His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai. And third, we have the ANC, headed by Mr. Elizana Cummings. Fourth, we have considered Tawan Se Gongolo. And 5, the next name we've been hearing around, though we know if this might be a real thing, but we just from what we have seen and what we have heard so far would be Clara Moluba. So, of the 5 political parties or political people that we just named that head in political institution, it is you, down the Liberian people, to decide. Most of the other smaller political parties that you see around, they are what we call in election time, we call them the supporters. They only come to support vote. Their major aim is to support vote. So most of them just hear like MPC. Since I don't know when we've been hearing about MPC, I've heard of MPC. MPC only normally just participate in election and second round, and that's it. He just want to be seen to gain political leverage that he's a presidential candidate and he took part in the general and presidential election. But you, my people, me put in my simple labyrinth. You all need to shine your eye. Shine your eye. This time around, they coming again. Yo. They coming again. They coming again. They telling you that they are there for the masses. But when you elect them, they will take the M from the masses and call you asses. So now it's about you. It's about your children. It's about your children. It's not about the politician anymore. They have Mr. Boakai. Mr. Boakai, he's 76 or 78 years old. You have Mr. Cummings, who also in his 60s. You have, I think the youngest person now is Clarence Moluba. But you don't want to take chances in these elections. You want to look for someone who can ready protect your children's future. Because now the new Liberia want to see is the Liberia that we have our children interests at heart. And how do we see those things? Do we go and see the love of country written in people's minds? Hey, the youth chair, Brandy Alpha, welcome my powerful youth chair. We don't see those things. But shine your eyes, Liberians. And looking at for all indication, this election going to end up between President Weah and somebody in the second round. And the reason why I say President Weah in another political party, because the same way you see the Unity Party, they are working and campaigning, going around and spreading the messages. I think the ANC, they are also doing their underground work. The ANC, they are moving from counties to counties. They are doing Jehovah Witness campaigns around. And what I've seen so far that might affect the Unity Party is a little complacency. The Unity Party feels so complacent in their mind, the election is over. Everywhere you hear from them, they speak with this tune that the election is over, or the election is first round victory. No need to even go to the election. In fact, the election is over. Anywhere you go, people calling Joseph Boakani. You see, elections sometimes in these processes, that's why you find people deceive you so easily. People deceive you so easily. Sometimes people might appear to look like they're going to vote for you. They will give you all the reason why they're going to vote for you. But when they get to the polls, they change their mind. And nothing you can do about it. Because if the man go to vote, at that moment, it's between him and the paper that is in your hand. So, whether he vote for you or not, or you believe he was one of your people that want to vote for you. So people change their minds so easily when it gets to the polls. So Unity Party, with all their complacency and thinking that the election is over, I want to caution them. They need to be very careful. Unity Party need to be careful. At this point, Unity Party need to be careful, because if they just relax on, oh, we already win the election, and in fact, Ambassador Boakai just need to go sew a clothes down for inauguration, you might be surprised. You might be surprised that you might not even make it to the second round. If you do not make it to the second round, that's going to be a real disgrace, because you had a former ruling party who led that country for 12 years. And two, Mr. Cummings, hey people, they are making some strides, but they need to do more. There's a need to do more because when you watch the comments things so carefully, certain people are working and certain people don't. Certain people in the party, because Mr. Communist Party, the ANC, if you look at them so critically at what I've seen so far and what I've observed so far, they're having some internal fight. Some people feel that they are not being recognized. Some people also feel that they are part of the elite class. They are closer to Mr. Cummings, and the rest of the other folks should listen to them when they speak. And some other people feel that they should be entitled to Mr. Cummings, and for some reason, Mr. Cummings is giving them some cold shoulder. So that have been having some real tough issues when it comes to the ANC so far. What I've noticed. And I think as the leader of the ANC, Mr. Cummings has to address some of the internal fight, because when you look at the ANC right now, they're having their own internal fight. And making it to the second round with the ANC or the Unity Party, it takes just few things to do to make it to the second round, because like the Liberia election, we do not do simple majority, we do absolute majority. What do we mean when we say absolute majority? Absolute majority is when you have to get 50 plus 1 vote to make you the winner of the election. In the Sierra Leonean parliament, you have to have, I think, 55% of the vote to be announced as the winner. Now, because of the numbers of political parties, it's not just easy for one political party to have 51% in the first round, because you have up to 21 political parties that have been registered. So what do we foresee? We see in the long run that um probably because Josh Weah is the current president of the Republic of Liberia, he have all the resources to his disposal. He might just maybe put up at least 30% or 35% of the votes, or if possible, 36% of the vote. Joseph Yuma Buaka might put up his percentage, and Arizona Coming might put up his. But then what happened in the end? If Joseph Buaka and Arizona Coming put up theirs, it means one of them have to make it to the second round with President Weah. But now, this is the issue. If Joseph Buaka or Mr. Comey make it to the second round, what happened then? Will Mr. Comey support Mr. Buaka? Big question. But it needs an answer. Will Mr. Buaka, if he do not make it to the second round, will his people support Mr. Cummings? That's another great question. So what I think at this point need to happen is that Mr. Buaka and Mr. Comey need to have a sit down. Mr. Buaka and Mr. Comey need to try and see if they can sign a memorandum of understanding that if we do not make it to this other round, at least we will need your assistance. We need you. We need your people. We need you to come and support us. There should be something going on. Mr. Buaka need to tell Mr. Comey. Mr. Comey need to tell Mr. Buaka, I understand that at this point we do not support the same side. We are not going the same direction. But just in case any of us make it to the second round, this is what's going to happen. My people are going to support you, and your people are going to support me. Anything on the contrary, I can rest assure you, the opposition going to be whipped heads down. And Mr. Weah, to defeat Mr. Weah, from what I've seen so far, is quite easy, because this is why I'm going to defeat Mr. Weah 2023 if the opposition is thinking right. The opposition is already sitting one step ahead in terms of the election. Why? Because the current realities of the people suffering are the reason why Mr. Weah is standing a chance to get defeated. Mr. Weah is carrying on some little project here, little project there. Those are commendable. But the suffering of the people do not recognize those projects, do not recognize roads, do not recognize anything. Because the first thing the common man will tell you, your build roads is good, but I don't get food to eat. I don't get car to drive. Why I'm driving the car? Or what the road do for me? The roads for the people who can rather reason found to market roads are important. But Yakpa is in town. And Yakpa ain't care whether you get road, you get light. When you hungry, you won't care for road, you will not care for light. The first thing that run to your mind when you're hungry, You want something to eat. You want fuefe. And that fuefe, you need to get that fuefe. It's important to get a fuefe. So, President, we have major obstacle in these elections. Hey, looking at our princess, Tutu Makati, how you doing, my baby? President, we have major obstacle in these elections is yakpa, which is hunger. The President, we cannot try to reduce the level of hunger in our country. The people will not vote for him. They will not vote for him. All of those people you saw coming out of gun town, photoing the whole entire party headquarters, the only reason they fill those places because they didn't fill that place because they love Mr. Weah. No. Some of them wanted to see him. Some of them want to see the president. And some people in our country, they just want to be part of the fries. They just want to see what's happening. They just want to have every party political t-shirts. So children, it bring funds to them. That's excitement. Oh, I have Unity Party shell. I have a CDC shell. I have an ANC shell. They just want all the shirts. So don't get carried away. Sometimes when I see the people in the country with these crowd politics, I said that by myself and be like, if Crack could win election in terms of campaigning, then Thomas Father should have defeated Darrell DeLong. Because there's no way you can compare the people that Thomas Father put with Darrell DeLong. Thomas Father Poe failed at the whole 8 years and they were looking for a play to keep some of them. So crowd politics cannot work. Convince the people. Tell the people what you're able to do. Your message have to resonate with them. You see, let me say this to you. When Ambassador Weah or President Weah came out 2005 to contest in these elections, but then he was a soccer icon. So people know how much to question him about. When he came back again in 2017, yeah, the 2 times he was defeated, you couldn't ask him much. Even he told you, I'm not going to take part in no debate. Yes, because he was soccer icon. He was a soccer icon. Or, oh, the Mr. Soccer icon, he got to take part in debate, man, not a politician. But now he has served for 6 years. Now these elections, you have to justify. You have to go to debate. You got to tell the people why he capable of being the president again. You got to convince people who is undecided. Those undecided people. You got to tell them why they should vote for him. Why they should maintain him as the president for the next 6 years. For Mr. Bouakai also have to convince the people why, as vice president for 12 good years, what he knew he coming with. How can he change the story of the Liberian people? How can he make Omar Yatta, Papa John, to get up in the morning and say, I'm going to work. Coming home in the evening and say, at least I can put some dignity on myself. My family can get food to eat. My son can get school to go to without me going to bed. Yeah. Some of you will not understand. So now people can say, oh, you not got to put your country outside there. But when I tell you right now, the country hard to the point where some of our sisters who knew themselves, they tend to be regular girl. Some girl in what knew they said it were big Jew back in those days. Some where men can just live from Minnesota, live from other states and other places. Whole day you see them say they go to Liberia. I go visit Liberia. What are they going to visit Liberia for? Because they believe they can exploit our sisters because they having small little dollar in their pocket. Because the people do not have work to go to. Woman can make herself cheap to you because she won't feed herself. She won't feed her children. Then when they come by, they knocking the chair. Yeah, my man, Liberia sweet. That what I want. Hey, I finish with it. That what I want. I finish with it. Why you think the man saying that? Because the hard time makes some of our sisters. They got to close their eye and do what they don't want to do because they want to have something. Because at that moment, it's not about you. It's about your stomach. It's about your family. It's about you. You see, people can maintain integrity, but you can maintain integrity on a extreme situation where it has to do with life and death. You have to eat. So sometimes somebody girls where when our brother leave from here, go down there, and giving them $20, $30 and start relationship. They don't want to do it. They know deep down, these guys were never the type, but life has changed. They found themselves in a position where they can afford the $20 and $30. All they got to do, they got to come down and exploit you. So we need a president who, when you take over, you got to create an enabling environment for every Liberians. For at least, I don't need to go to anybody fans and like people will go to the big people fans who in government and sit down to their houses all day and telling the security, oh, tell the chief I yell, tell the chief I yell. Then I tell the chief I yell, you sit down there in the morning from 7 o'clock to net time. So that you don't even see the chief. The chief will come so down in his dark car and just pass by you. And you remain sitting. Some people who have no other way to turn around. Some of them have no transportation or even go home. Some of them are just wait till you come back from where you're going. And you see them sometimes after 7, 8 o'clock. And some of those chiefs, they are heartless. They don't care. They just go straight to the room and don't care. And when you look at somebody, you look at your friend, man, he got to reduce himself to being a beggar. Only because the country that he so loved, that he pay his taxes in, cannot provide the jobs that he deserves. You find a whole lot of students graduated from college, have nothing to do. Get up in the morning and asking. When one bank put up vacancy, you find out the bank already have the number of people they want to hire. So to just do that for fake publicity or false publicity, just to tell everybody that, yeah, we are hiring. But deep down, they don't need all the people they are hiring. They already have those that they're supposed to hire. And everybody go sit there and taking a serious test. At the end of the day, the bank they say, oh, we only need 5 people, and they put the 5 people need of the 5 people, but they have 50 people taking the test to get hired. We need a president who will come to that country and get our people involved into industrial farming. We need a president who will work on our tourism sector to have casual laborers. They don't need to go to school to learn anything. America, yeah, there's some people who born in this country. They can't gene no hall. They ain't no A, but they're working. They got places that will hire you. You don't have to even read. You don't have to write, but you got places that you fit. What are living up boxes and putting it down? People work in those places. They don't have to know book. But how can we find ourselves in a country that's so endowed, have all the natural resources that can even take care of us for the next generation to come? And few people who in government sit down and steal everything from us. And now they come here again. They come here again. They come here again and giving you all the stories, all the rhetorics, telling you how they will be a better leader. How, if you elect them, they're going to make Liberia out of Miami. How, if you elect them, they're going to make your children would never suffer. They will bring investors. But where have they been sitting? Where are those investors that you have that's sitting out in your plastic bed that you can just pull out when you become president? When after 6 years, you cannot show those investors to invest into the country. So what made me to say that if I elect you, now the investor will just have to pull in. Shine your eyes, Liberians. It's about time that you shine your eyes. The future of that country is everybody concerned. Shine your eyes. So we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Yeah, so thank you. We are back again. And listen, I know people been reaching out and telling me, oh, why you not choosing your side and why you not supporting the other side? Why you not supporting the other side? Listen, I'm not here to criticize a specific side, to criticize Mr. Cummings or to criticize Mr. Walker. You remember before the election even starts, or the campaign even starts, or when the people were just in the preliminary stages and discussing the election in Liberia, I told you clearly. I told some people my positions on some of the political candidates, and I cannot support a candidate who I feel is that not in the interest of the Liberian people, most especially the common people. And listen, we are lacking something very simple, and the person who going to make that thing happen for us in that country, you will become the president for 12 years. And not to criticize Madam Salif because she had her own little ups and downs, but I can rest assure you in her second round, she made some blunders. But yet instead, we should tap her on the back and tell her thank you too for some things. I understand that her administration, it depends from whence you analyze these things. But I understand her administration in her second term of her administration, corruption was at a rampage. But in her first term of her administration, she fought, she fought to make the system what it is today. Because in her first round of her administration, when Madam Sadiq took over, she took over a system that every sector were broken down. Every sector were broken down. So she needed to do more work. She needed to do more work to fix each of those sectors that were broken down. So in her first round, her first term, she decided to bring in some Liberians who have resided outside Liberia for some time, and were working into like the World Bank and working in other places that she felt their expertise could help to bring the kind of order that she wanted Labro to be in at the time. So she brought in this lady called Anthony Saye, and she brought in Olubankin King Akarele. She brought in some other people, who work outside the say outside Liberia. And then while she was working on those people, or while they were helping her to work in her administration, she sent some of the indigenous boys, Gafuan, Amarakone, and the rest of the other guys, and while they were getting more involved with other studies. Now, in her second term of her presidency, she decided to remove those people who she brought us from outside to replace Anthony Sayer, replace the other people. But surprisingly, she had her own Delilah in her closet. And her Delilah in her closet was her own children. You know, Madam Salif never had the willpower to fight her own children. Instead of telling them, well, I understand I'm the president, but if you want to serve in government, which of course the rest of the Liberian people would take that to be nepotism, but you're going to be penalized when you decide to mismanage or embezzle public funds. Those things she never had a conversation with her children. And I think somebody said the other day the reason why she never had a face to do that because she was a little older. And when your parents are getting older, children have more advantage in terms of what to say and what to do. So that's why I led her administration to end in the second phase the way it ended. Now, after Madam Salif, we have George. We are came to power while everything is already fixed. And Josh, we are in his first term. He decided to build road, build sport complexes, and complete the ministerial complex. And he still forgot the major thing the Liberian people need. All Liberians right now want jobs. They want to work. They want to have some dignity. They want to feed their family. So if George Weah is missing that component, Madam Salif also never did. Whoever person comes to power and make sure that papa pie, everybody can share that papa pie equally, and everybody enjoying themselves. It means that person will stay in power for 12 years. One Papa John can get up in the morning and go to work, regardless of the education level. He can find something that a family can be eating. He can find somewhere to go to work. He have a little small electricity to his house. That president will stay in power for 12 good years. Liberia, the biggest problem we have is yakba, hunger. If that issue that has to do with hunger, if we cannot address that thing that has to do with hunger, we are in serious, serious, serious trouble. And I can say to you, I ain't gonna come here and tell you, say, vote for Mr. Cummings, vote for Bwaka, vote for Weah. I ain't gonna do that. Maybe later we will say that vote for the person because maybe our interests have changed over the time. But you, as a Liberian who's going to the pools, you have listened to them, you have seen them over the years, you know who's capable of doing what. Go on and vote your conscience. But remember, you see, sometimes I always say to people, somebody ain't can jump up, oh, they want one vote here. What I would do if I one vote is insignificant. No, 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 no. Your one vote is very much significant. Your one vote will make somebody to win. That's why the absolute majority calls for. That's why I say 50% plus one vote. 50% plus one vote. Decide who become the president of the Republic of Liberia. Today, if you feel George Weah is not serving you the way you expect him to serve you, voting out. If you feel President Bwaka records in the past and he never account for whatever he's supposed to account for, don't vote for him. If you feel Mr. Cummings has been in the private sector for I don't know how many years and he had never done for Liberia, don't vote for him. If you feel Clarence Mobile is the best person, vote for him. If you feel Mr. Gongolo, he was former Solicitor General, former Pullman lawyer, and all the things that when you feel he's just talking it, but he's not doing what he's saying, don't vote for him. But at this point, my people, your vote, your one vote is in your hand. Your future is in that vote. Your children's future is in that one vote. I'm sorry I've been missing some days on Tuesday. And I know a lot of people who wanted to come on and say some things. They couldn't come up because it wasn't sure that I was even coming on today. But we will make it our duty to be committed to coming on Tuesday, on Thursday. But I want to say to you, your one vote is important. Today, I just kind of advise Liberians. Those are people going to the polls to vote. I want to tell you today, your one little vote, don't spot it. Don't go get your vote for one t-shirt. Don't sell your vote for $20. Don't sell your vote for somebody say you can't eat with me. Don't sell your vote because you know the papi and the papi in your community. Don't sell your vote because of your uncle, brother, sister running on a ticket. No. Think about your children. Think about yourself. Who you think can take you from the life that you're living currently? Who you think that will not bring you paradise, but at least will show you the road to paradise? Now it is your time as citizens. This is why they call it democracy. This thing here about democracy, it was all invented by dead men. Aristotle, Plato, Socrates. They invented what they called democracy. But then they used to call it democrata. Democrata is what is translated now called democracy. Because they want everybody to be part of the decision making. And in that thing called democracy, we all don't trust each other. That's why they had to bring something called check and balance. One branch of government, the executive branch, enforce the law. The legislative branch make the law, and the judiciary branch interprets the law. But those things, it works for you. So don't gamble your vote. Don't go and vote in somebody else's district because you feel your uncle, nephew, son, or whatever in other district and you abandon your district. Your lawmaker, whoever person is supposed to serve in your district, you have to vote in your district because that person is a direct representation. If that person is not somebody who you think can represent you, don't vote for them. They can be your power brother. If you know his interest is to enrich himself and his family, Don't vote for him. Listen, those of you who will watch this program later on, whether you're from Liberia or you're from the United States, tell your family people, don't influence people to vote for people who you think is best for you in America. Because the system works for you in America. You ought to get up in the morning and go to work. You ought to get up in the morning and find McDonald's. You ought to get up in the morning and find something to eat. Not because you're on the side, you influence other people to vote people who you think that you're friends with. My Liberian people, my old man and grandbassa, I say this to y'all. Y'all don't vote because y'all know the person. Vote because the person can do the job. If you vote Bwaka, that's it. He becomes the next president. But rest assured, you will have to live with the consequence of your decision. If you vote Cummings, if you feel he can do the job, fine. But whatever decision you made, you will live with the consequence of your decision. If you vote for President Weah, yes, you will also live with the consequence of a decision. To make the decision is very simple. To vote is simple. But you have to live with the consequence of a decision. I have seen this in political years. People will say, oh, they think that they feel that, oh, yes, the person here got all the things, they chant slogans and things. But deep down, that person is not even in the interest of the people. But however, I want to say to all of you, my mom, my pa, my sisters, my brothers, and everyone in Liberia, go to the polls and vote your conscience. Vote your conscience. And vote Liberia. Never settle for less. Liberia deserves more, and we can do better. I want to say thanks to everyone who joined me here today. And I know some of you would never expect it, so that's why I never saw a lot of people up here watching. But yet instead, the video stays stored in the cloud, in the archives. And coming up, President Weah, President Weah have appointed the chief of zoo, Zanzan Kawa. President Weah have appointed Zanzan Kawa to serve as a national orator at this Judah 26 program. If you look on the scrolling text here, you see it right there. Zanzan Kawa to serve as a national orator on the Judah 26 program. So, you know, when Zanzan Kawa is a national orator, you know we're going to enjoy it. So, you remember way back in the days, Zanzan Kawa and the late Moses Tanta Poli, the both of them had some misunderstanding. And when I say in studio, the man Zanzan Kawa to Moses Tanta Poli say, Moses Tanta Poli told say you apologize. That's the word they were on. You apologize. Other men say, I will not apologize. I want to other men say, you apologize. I will not apologize. You apologize. I will not apologize. So Zanzan Kawa is the orator at the Judah 26 program coming up. So imagine how that program going to be. How the national orator going to it's gonna be fun. I can rest assured you, Zanzan Kawa, I love him. He's a friendly old man. He believes in what he do. He do not compare himself to anybody. He believes he's a lion. So I wish Liberia the best. I wish all of you in Liberia all of the best as we go through these elections. And I want to say happy 26th to everybody in Liberia. 26th will be on Wednesday. So all of you who will be there for the Judah 26th celebration, I want to say happy 26th to everybody. So until we meet again, I want to say good night and enjoy your rest of the week. I'll be back on Tuesday and repping ready. Today, I wasn't in my best self, and I didn't come up because I never came out on Tuesday. And a lot of people ask questions, why we see you on Tuesday, why we see you on Tuesday. So to other people who log on here to watch today, I want to say thank you, Moses Sosa, Pressure Logan, Ernest Samuel, to looking our princess, G Raji, and all the people who can click on here to watch Professor Pele, Brenny Alpha, Mr. Anthony Givler, my wife, Summer Princess Liwe Hamu, Vida Duo, and all of you. You know, I want to mention everybody here because I see a lot of people who watch secretly as well. So I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. And we really appreciate your time here. And we're going to be back on Tuesday. You know, we've been missing some of the days and coming up. So we will try to be regular. And until we meet again, Don't forget, like your dose, and want to say bye bye.